Welcome back to the Marvel Movie Minute, a daily podcast in which we smash apart the films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe into 1 minute chunks so we can analyze them in scrupulous detail. I'm Kyle Olson from the Road to Infinity podcast.
Hey, and I'm Rob Cabasco. And Kyle, at this point, I thought I would bring back an oldie but a goodie.
Ooh.
I wish I could play more, but I mean, you know, 6.9 seconds.
Right.
Once again, props to Joe Harnell.
Yep.
You know, the composer of the beautiful Lonely Man theme. So the reason why I bring this in, one, because as we're coming here to the final curve of our discussion of The Incredible Hulk, there is a moment in this minute that I really honestly believe is another wonderfully placed homage to the 1970s Incredible Hulk show.
Okay. Interesting.
And I could not stop but think about it, and we'll talk about it when we get to it.
All right.
In this minute.
Well, then let's jump right into minute 103 of a film by Louis Leterrier by the name of The Incredible Hulk from 2008. So, well, we're going to pick up where we left off, which is, what was Hulk going to say? What he says, of course, is Betty. It is Hulk.
It's not Barf?
Nope. It's not babe.
Aww.
No. He says Betty. And that's his last word in the movie is Betty.
Oh my God! Do you know the journey we've been on? Do you remember when I was almost crying in the 30s of the minutes of this movie, and I was talking about what more suffering?
Yeah, when all the abuse is being heaped on to Bruce.
Right, and now look at where we've come to where the Hulk can touch her face gently, take her tear, and be like,
and interestingly enough,
that's beautiful.
These will be the last words we'll hear the Hulk say until he describes his feelings towards his opponent at the top of Stark Tower. That'll be the next time we hear him speak. Will be then.
That's right. Wow.
Where he uses an adjective and noun. Yeah, many minutes from now.
Many minutes from now.
Yeah, for this podcast, that's like, what, 2025? I don't know. I haven't done the math.
Right. Yes. Years from now.
Yeah. Way in the future. So as they're having this very quiet moment, suddenly they're like, spotlight dance! Come on, you two! Oh, no, actually, it's a helicopter. It's an army helicopter. Putting the Hulk down to try and probably attack him again. So once again, rhythm and hues.
Oh, yeah.
There's some great animation in this scene because the amount of acting that Hulk does, just these couple seconds here, he's having this quiet moment with his gal. Spotlight hits, has this like, oh, man. It's like, don't kill my vibe. He knows he's got to go.
As if that huge crowd that is assembled of miscellaneous people wasn't enough. Now the military paparazzi is here. I got to bail.
Right.
That's it.
I'll check you on the flip-flop. Yeah, he got to go. He runs past everybody. Not even like a bye, Betty. Like, he's just like starts trying away. And he goes back to, interestingly, where the Abomination first like posed on the top of the thing. He stands on top of the helicopter like, hey. And then he does the Ryan Gosling-esque look over the shoulder. Hey. Don't forget about me.
See you later. Okay, so now wait, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
So this is the moment I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Here's the deal. The way he runs away, I swear, is out of multiple episodes of Lou Ferrigno's Hulk, as he would escape with searchlights. And I mean, it is. I literally got deja vu seeing this again, because it literally. I can see that. Yeah, and that's immediately what I thought of. I was like, wow, just the whole way this is done, this just gave me the warm fuzzies of my TV watching youth. And so I really do think that there is a little bit of a wink here on that. So I enjoyed that tremendously.
I would, for all the tributes and things that we've seen over the course of it, and some there's still to come. I totally believe it. Right. I mean, the score is actually really, really, really nice at this point, but it's almost like you could put the Lonely Man in there.
You could have.
It would have worked, but I think they're doing something different because this is sort of still a heroic moment, though. I mean, it is a little bit sad, but
right. But they did sneak in that really nice sort of Betty Bruce theme that actually, I think we've talked about in previous minutes and stuff. It's all like sort of just nicely, softly laid in here. Again, we haven't talked a total lot about the score in this, but when it shines, it really, really shines. And I think this was another moment.
And it's about to, because one of my favorite pieces happens right here, because we see the Hulk leap and swing and run. He's like moving through the city, and some of probably the most heroic music we've heard in this movie plays right now as we sort of get like the real quintessential Hulk, as he's still on the run, but not on the run as a fugitive at this point. Like he's to those people, he's a hero. All the times early on in the movie, back in the favela and stuff, where we've seen him disappear into darkness, here he disappears into the light.
Oh,
and I do not think that was an accident at all, because the final shot of him, as he runs the lift up, he leaps up into the spotlight, and the spotlight flares, and that's where he's gone.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that. That's a great notice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not...
I've been doing this for a couple episodes, so I'm starting to pick up on these things.
Well, okay, now, let's stop also for a second and also realize maybe the reason why I didn't notice it is because I was like, well, how did he escape? Because the helicopter is tracking him. He's leaving a trail of a little bit of dents and broken brick.
Oh yeah,
and twisted metal. So exactly how did he escape? Or we don't.
Yeah, good question. There's I think add that to the list of there'll be a series of questions that will
this will be
in the next couple of minutes. Yeah.
Turn the page. Turn the page, Rob.
Yeah. Right. So I guess that's the end, and this is the epilogue.
Kind of interesting, right?
This movie is not quite Return of the King in terms of ending, but it does have it's hard to quite pin down where the proper movie ends. So it's all sort of murky in these next couple of minutes. So as we see the bright flare of the searchlight, and then we cut to Liberty Island. And I guess it's the next day. Like, they don't put any type of counter up of where it is. But I guess, hey, you're in the city. Why not see the sights?
Right.
Betty's like, well, I mean, cab ride, and then go to the thing, and then the experiment, and be chased by the monster, and then he ran away. Now it's time to hit some tourist traps. Like, let's go see Lady Liberty.
It's an interesting break between the scenes, because we're getting this great shot of coming up on Liberty Island with Manhattan. When we cut to this next shot of Betty sort of hanging out at an overlook, I think that's the Statue of Liberty in the distance.
Oh, so you think she's in Battery Park?
Yes. Well, kind of, yes.
Right?
Because there's see right here in the distance, that's what I think that is.
Oh, okay.
So just odd. That's just again, we've talked about this before. I think that shot of Manhattan isn't. I don't think that was necessarily cut for this movie.
Yeah, well, probably. Because if that's the case, why? Because Harlem is way up, and this is
right.
If I remember right, Broadway's up and the Battery's down, right?
Yeah. Oh, correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So this was another one of those great. Hey, we need an establishing shot. What do you got in New York? Here's what we got. Okay, that'll work.
You want Empire State Building, or you want Lady Liberty?
Yeah,
we'll take Lady Liberty, I guess.
But thanks.
That is, I guess, it's continuity, because we did see Lady Liberty before when they crossed over from.
Right.
They went past it. However, I'm about to do a Rob joke. Ready?
Oh no, here it is.
So what you don't see in this scene is that just off camera, Thunderbolt Ross is buying the cotton candy.
Can you imagine?
Here you go, honey. Next stop, Coney Island.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Goes, I know. I'm in your head.
Do you want to see who you're? Let's go to this fortune teller machine. Let's see what happens. Oh my God!
Love. Oh, honey.
Oh, that's great. That actually is really good.
Right? Thank you. So Betty's out looking, and then suddenly she hears a beeping. Is it her pager? Because it's 2008? No. Is it a call? No. It's her camera. So she pulls out the camera, and there's the picture she took of Bruce when they were buying their truck. Remember way back then? Rob told all about the truck that he had bought, and let's reminisce, shall we?
Wait, what? What are you talking about? The camera. Okay, so it's low battery. We see this clearly on the screen.
This is the problem with having a screen on your camera is that it eats up the battery. So
if you leave the camera on all the time,
she left it on the whole time. Like from when Bruce jumped out of the thing, she like tried to get a picture of him falling. Left it on the whole time.
She's a doctor, right?
Hey, just because you're a scientist doesn't mean you're good at technology.
But why would you? Okay, I have so many issues with this.
And obviously, this was a relatively new thing then too. So the low battery light is flashing as she's looking at that picture, and then suddenly, it dies. But
that's
the thing is, there's it's flash memory. It's fine. Just put another pair of batteries in there, and it's gonna be there. You didn't lose the picture. I mean.
Oh no, that's not what the implication of this is. She immediately goes there. She takes 2 more steps, throws the camera away, and walks away.
That's your reading of the scene. She's like,
because
done.
Why else would you do that? Doesn't make any sense.
This is like her lemonade moment. She's like, I'm a free woman now.
That's it. Oh wow, because she's been walking around with the camera on.
Yes.
Because this is the connection that tries to connect to the original, the beginning of the movie when Bruce has his crumpled piece of paper of her photo. This is the connection to that.
Okay.
This is her reason for living.
Like
this is it, and this is all she's got, and clearly lost the cable because cameras like these had a proprietary.
They had proprietary cables back then. Yeah,
no cable. Terrible. She clearly doesn't know how to get the memory card out. And she wouldn't take it out in front of him because he's just going to take it and swallow it. So what does she have to do? I want to see my boyfriend Bruce, the love of my life. So I'm just going to have to leave this camera on forever. And then here we've realized, you can't do that. No, you know why I'm going down this ridiculous hole?
But she can't because she has a memory card.
This scene doesn't make any sense.
There's a reason why the season doesn't make sense because you'd think this would be where we'd stop when we'd say, "Hey, go to Discord and do all the things," but we're not.
That's
done.
where the minute ends. The minute ends
right there. It's like you're looking at the camera, going, "Oh man," but it turns out there's a deleted scene that goes right here, and it pays off something that we've been talking about because it's the return of one Dr. Leonard Sampson.
What? Leonard's
That's
back.
Right. Don't forget, in the alternate cut of this, they were boyfriend and girlfriend and living together. So, you gotta remember, hey everybody, remember Ty Burrell was in this movie? Well, you're about to because so it's the same thing except for some reason it's the same place, but it's at night. I don't know. I'm not sure why. Leonard is sitting on the porch of their house because remember in the alternate version, in the multiverse version of this movie, they live together, and he calls Betty on the phone, and so he basically is like, "Oh my God, are you okay? I watched the news and what's going on?" And she's like, "Oh no, I'm fine." And then she says, "Hey, just a quick question while I have you on the phone. The other day, my boyfriend came back, my ex came back to town and stayed over at our house and everything. Did you narc on us to my dad?"
she doesn't say.
I think that's what she says. I think that's what
it's like, "Hey, so you remember?
Yeah.
You remember when the army showed up?
Yeah. Did you call someone about Bruce?
You didn't call someone, did you? And did you call the army? Because they all showed up."
Yeah. And he's like,
God.
"I totally did. I was afraid and I was sad and I didn't know what to." And so, basically he says, "I'm so sorry." And she says, and he really is. And Ty Burrell does a great job in this scene. He really acts the hell out of it. He is really upset and crying. I mean, and not in a Phil Dunphy way.
You call me daddy
because you are my daddy.
I mean, he really is full on. And so then she says that she forgives him. Aw, because Betty's the best. But then he says, "When are you coming home?" Home! To their home that they have together. Both their names are on that lease. When she says, "I don't know. I don't," and the thing that's the thing about this is well, where are you gonna go? I don't know. I'll tell you when I figure it out. Okay. Click. It's
And there is it's a very simple scene. It's a very simple deleted scene.
Yeah, I think let's see if you want to find it, it's on YouTube. I think it's Leonard calls Betty. Okay, yeah.
Yep, that's it.
There's not on
deleted
not on
scene.
The Blu-ray,
Leonard,
but you have to find it on the YouTubes.
But the best is that it's just a very simple cut face shot and stuff.
And wraps up that last bit of information about Leonard.
But it is really funny when it ends where she hangs up. He says, "Wait, what do you mean you're not going to come home? Where are you going to go?" And she's like, "I don't know." Hangs up on him, and the final shot is him holding the phone up to his ear as he's pulling away and just devastated, and the camera does the slow pull out. It's really bad. It's heartbreaking for Leonard. I feel bad for him.
But I mean, it's sort of like that was wrapping up Leonard's plot. So once again, Leonard got the short end of the stick on this. Actually, no, Leonard got what he deserved, but Ty Burrell got the short end of the stick on this one because all of his good stuff got cut out.
So is this what happened here?
So for some reason, it was always destined to end with Betty looking off in the middle distance in somewhere in New York, contemplating her life. Okay.
Why I don't understand, because if you go back and look, she is pulling a phone out of her pocket in the movie.
Oh, you think so? They just took this footage and they just superimposed the camera with the picture on there, like it's an insert of someone else's hand.
No, it's a quick cut. Once she pulls out the metallic device out of her pocket, it cuts right to. It's the same shot. It cuts right to then a camera in her hand or in someone's hand.
This is the university helicopter Central Park thing all over again. Just taking the existing footage and just chop it up into pieces and just trying to do something else. Wow, man, how hard must the editors have been working on this movie, because they had to do all of this extra bonus stuff of trying to like cobble together things where they cut out.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good question. Like, I guess the editors really were working overtime, because there must have been, how many cuts of this movie must there have been? I mean, we know about at least 3. I mean, besides assembly cut. Yeah, I don't know. This is where I think this is where there was the war going on in the editing room about what had to go in and what had to come out.
Here's the thing I don't get is,
I don't know,
the decision, either one of these scenes, either the scene with the camera or the scene with Leonard, neither is necessary. In fact, I would make the point that the camera is dumber because it doesn't make any sense, right? Why is this in the movie?
Well, but I think it went back to what you were talking about. I think it connected thematically to the picture of her that he carried.
Oh, that's it.
I think that was actually I thought that was a pretty good point.
Oh, I made my point before I.
But yeah, I know. I guess it's just to say you smart. I think, I mean, it's nice to see Betty afterwards. I mean, I guess I kind of would have preferred if they had left her with a nice hero shot.
Right.
Hulk leaps away, and the spotlight stays on her for a little bit as the camera like rapidly pulls back from her, as she watches him go. I think that would have been a powerful image to end on, as opposed to this weird like, yeah, there's the picture of him, and oh, I forgot to charge my battery.
Wow, just a weird. I don't know. This doesn't seem like it belongs in the movie.
You think there's another deleted scene where Betty goes and buys more batteries and puts them into the camera, and then goes, "Oh, good, the picture's still there."
I mean, there's so many. I mean, I don't know. Anyway,
but that's basically either way on both these things. It ends with Betty staring off into middle distance, like,
now what do I do?
How am I supposed to get home now?
Can I use credit cards again?
Yeah.
If so, which one? I don't know.
I guess we'll find out minute 104. Actually, we won't find out minute 104 because this is a picture wrap on Liv Tyler.
Oh, way to go, Liv.
This is it. This is her last. This is her final scene. There's some more stuff that's going to happen here, but unfortunately, it will not involve Betty. This is where Betty Ross exits the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
For now.
Well, let's hope so. I hope by the time you hear this, they've announced something. But like, this is one of the biggest. The fact that they brought Thunderbolt Ross back for multiple movies, and no one even says the word Betty in the next 10 movies or whatever is a crime against cinema.
So we're just gonna say, and since we know that ex-girlfriends could possibly have a life in the MCU,
sometimes they even inherit powers.
We're gonna patiently wait and hope we get to see Betty once again.
Yes, I'm Dear Marvel, I'm happy to write any Betty adventures you would like, and I will do it for free.
Oh, that's generous.
Yeah, let's say it. That's the way I am. I'm generous. And if you would like to show how generous you are, you can do so over at our Patreon. Oh. That's right. We appreciate all of our Patreons. They get to hear the show early, and they don't spoil any of the hilarious humor that we have thrown in. So that's why they continue to be the best. So if you want to join all those mighty Marvel Marching Society ranks, you can do so at nextreel.com/Patreon. Hope you had a smashing good time. Until next time, true believers.
Bye.